Hi all volunteers! In this video we will talk about a low prep, high reward strategy you can use to support your students, whether you work one-to-one or with a class. We will look at what are sentence frames, why are they beneficial, and how do I use them. Sentence frames are simply sentences with keywords removed that are intended to support student engagement. They can be used in any content area or discipline, and they might also be called sentence stems or sentence starters. Let's look at some examples. Here's an Ella example. Imagine that we're practicing like and don't like, and I want students to talk with their table, but this is brand new for them. I can give them these sentence frames as support, and I'll eventually take that support away. In a GED science class, I might prompt students to talk to their partners about animal and plant cells. I might ask them to complete the following frames to compare and contrast plant and animal cells. So plant and animal cells both, but they're different in these ways. In a GED language arts class, you might use prompts like these to support students as they write about a text or discuss a text with a partner. In a one-to-one basic literacy session, I might be helping students develop images of what they're reading. So I could use frames like, when I read this, I see, this reminds me of, and I predict, or this is what I think is going to happen. Sentence frames are an example of an accommodation, which means they're especially useful if you have a range of proficiency or skill levels in your class. Accommodations are simply different ways of presenting ideas so that they are accessible to everyone in your group. They do not reduce the level of rigor or challenge. Rather, they support students in engaging with content and skills that might be really challenging for them. Sentence frames fit with the gradual release of responsibility, which we talk about in Foundations too. So the stages of GER, if you'll recall, are I do, we do together, y'all do, meaning students do it together with teacher support, and then finally, you do, where students do it independently. So what does that actually look like? As a teacher, I can model using the sentence frames in the I do section. We can use them together. We can complete them together in the we do. Then students use them with their peers in y'all do. And then by the time they get to the most difficult step, which is the independent practice, they're likely to feel confident with the structure and we can take away those sentence starters. So look at that. We help students develop confidence and engage at a higher academic level with this one simple strategy. Providing students with sentence frames encourages students to stretch towards more advanced speaking and writing structures. And these supports allow learners with lower skill levels to concentrate on content because the sentence structure is already in place. This strategy benefits students at all levels by modeling proper sentence structure and prompting the use of more complex language. For students at a higher skill level, sentence frames help shift their language use from conversational to more academic. Plus, when students don't need them, they just ignore them. They just naturally ignore them. There's no harm to providing them because students will pick and choose whether they use them or not. So how do you make sentence frames? First, think about what response you want from your students. Write that out as a sentence, and then replace the content with blanks and keep the structure. Next, introduce the frame to the students in the context of your lesson. This is the I do part. You'll give them visual support by putting the sentence frame on a slide or the board or asking them to write it down. You'll model using your own answers. You'll give students practice using the frame in speaking and in writing, individually or with peers, depending on your situation. Refer back to the frame again and again. The more we use the frame, the more students will internalize all of the good stuff coming from it. Of course, we're going to celebrate when students use them, and then we will gradually reduce the use of the frame as students gain proficiency with it. These resources, along with several others, are linked in this month's newsletter. I hope you'll give sentence frames a try in your work with students. I think you'll find them to be a low prep and high reward strategy you can use again and again and again. I hope you all have a great month. Thanks for all you do.